Hello, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and I'm going to really scratch the surface of colour mixing, and for that I'm going to give you best advice you'll ever get one of them. Colour wheel. All the information you need for mixing colours is there. And first thing, we all know the old primary school things you were taught, that mixing yellow and red will give orange, mixing blue and yellow will give green. But then we come up to more complex things like the other mixes, like yellow, green, etc. Well, blue green will give a bluey green, blue violet, all them. But another thing that's often not mentioned is the thing that's called tint and tone. That goes on back here, really. It tells you in the back. Take yellow for instance. If you want tints and shades, tint, tone, shades it is. You'll get yellow, you mix white in it, it will give you a tint, which I view it, the brighter you go, the more tinted your windows you need there for brightness. So white will give you a tint, then a little bit of a dark colour will give you the tone to find the mid-ground. Then after that is called shade, which I look at as being in the shade you're going darker, and it applies for all colours. If you go to, say, red violet there, which is a mix of your red and violet, it will give a reddy violet colour. Violet we call it. So you get a tint, it's adding white. You've got light violet, you can take it lighter and lighter, well, a light red violet. And that's covering that, tints and shades. But also, if you take complementary colours, such as say green and red, on the opposite sides of the colour wheel, you can mix them to make a grey, which I'll demonstrate in a bit. And that gives you a nice spectrum, as you seldom get just grey. Grey's usually just, most people think of grey as just mixing black and white, which it goes far from that, as I use in my art. You can mix greys by using opposite colours of the colour wheel. You can use green and red to mix grey, blue, yellowy orange to mix grey, violet yellow to mix grey, and you can mix them to one side or the other. And say for instance you chose a green and red to mix a grey, you can mix it to either the green side, which can give the greeny grey people say, or mix to the red side, which can give a reddy grey that people mention. When you can see that, it's when you can see that faint colour in a grey, it's like you refer to it greeny grey. Anyway, without further ado, move on to putting some of it in practice. I'll get some of my colours I'm using today. I'll be using different variations of acrylic paints. There's a Mega Cheapy, a bit more expensive. Another Mega Cheapy brand, another Mega Cheap. and that's artist quality, which I use for my painting nowadays. Right, so here we are, for instance. Say you wanted to mix turquoisey colour, so you know you've got the blue there. In fact, mix it to that blue if I can, which would be that. Add some white. Actually, that one's a little darker, so we'll make it a little darker. And we're about in the right ballpark there, somewhere around. So now, you know you're going to bring yellow in. So you take a dab of yellow. And scrub it in. He's giving you an ultramarine, bollocks. Starting giving you a turquoise there. So now you can lighten it up. And there we have a turquoise. So remember on the thing I said about tints, you mix white in, you'll give a lighter colour of that example. Then if you wanted to mix black in, and black's a very strong colour when mixing, so you only need a very small bit to add to make that. See how I say there's still way too much there, well that makes it a shade of the colour. So as we say, then you want to make an orange, obviously, as they say there. Well, we'll do an orange first, yeah. There you are. You can mix there. Then avoid that bit of green I've got so it don't mix in. It'll give you an orange there. Then take a bit of white into one side, you'll give a tint. And see if I can do it this time. Get a very, very small spurring bit from there and over here. You'll give a shade, which gives you, essentially, as you can see, you're going into brown territory there. So I'll mix well, I'll do that in a minute or two. We'll go over some other stuff. Right, so as I was saying, you can use the opposite colour on the colour wheel to knock a colour down. So in this case, say we mix a green, we'll do that there. Some yellow, can take it from there, that's not going to harm it too much. Now we'll make a nice bright green. We can. Go even brighter. See, it's taking a bit to come up because really, ideally, I could have gone with yellow first, then add these little bits of green to get to the colour where I'm heading to. Now, what I said before, to knock down the value of it, you can take a little bit of red, which is the opposite colour, and this is where you can make greys. But there, you put a little bit of red in. I'll wash that off again, because because you don't need a lot to just knock down the colour. See there, apart from the white paper, it's took down its intensity a bit. Put a bit more in so it does it a bit more. It's still the grain, but it's knocking down its intensity. Where eventually, adding red, as I'll show you, it'll take it down to a dark grey and it'll just give you a grey. And you can mix that. At the moment, it's about mid-scale, it's giving you a grey. So if I carry on adding red, it'll give you a reddy grey. Well, that's a bit too much. I've added a bit too much now. Well, it's still there. So I can go back a bit to the green. There we are. It's like a reddy grey. Reddy grey brown, actually, to be fair, that. But for painting, it's how you can make red go from, if I were using it in painting, I'd say use that for me utmost at the front colour, and then to drop it back into the painting, I'd get some red, add a bit of the green there, that'll give me a bit of green, and it just knocks the tone off. I can add some white because it's going into the background. You make it a bit whiter, and that gives you a red that drops into the background. It could perhaps have been a bit redder, but that on painting, that'd drop into the background. And what was the other one I was going to... that's another one I'm going to show you. How you can make your own blacks. Say you don't have black in your paints and you wish to paint something black. First of all, we'll go for the brown, which, as we remember, was bits of yellow. Blue to make green. So there we are, we made a essentially dark brown there. So now to mix a black, you put blue into the brown, and you can mix a black that goes to either the cooler side on the blue or the warmer side on the brown. But essentially you can see there's a very dark grey black there. But also if you were mixing cream, say, mixing a creamy colour, this is where I'll probably need a cleaner brush. We'd say mostly white there. So then you say you can add a little bit of yellow in. So that makes like a lemony yellow. Well then, to knock it down to like a cream, take a bit of your brown. Probably too much there for now. And knock that in. And you've got a cream, essentially. All it is just basically experimenting, and you can see just from them colours there, you've got a wide range of colours, and you can play with the tints and shades and put them up and down, and like basically whatever colour your car is, for our examples, for using cars, you'll be able to mix your colour out of just them 1, 2, 3, 4, say 5 colours, and just to basically prove it, let's have a look. Get one from my collection here, something a bit of an unusual colour from the north. Right, so we'll it's a sad end really. It's quite a nice calendar there. Not with a calendar, it's a car calendar. Right, so there we've already got a bit of black. I don't think we're going to be needing much, if any, of that. So we'll put a bit of the blue, bit of the blue there. Add some white down underneath the black. Bit of red again. Oh. Nearly running out, that one, it's getting a bit thick. I've had it many years anyway, I must have had that since, mid-90s. And a bit of yellow, so let's see, mid-90s, mid-2000s, mid-2000s, about 20 odd year old, not bad for a tube of paint. Right, so now then, where are we going? We're going to try and basically mix the colours for the Dinky Johnson Street Sweeper. I know it's not metallic, it's just going in the basic ballpark. So alright, we'll go for the orange first, which from your school days we'll all remember. It's the basically blob of red will do. Then get some yellow, and it's very much on the, it's more of a salmony orange colour, so I think that now there, just with them 2 dots, is in the right ballpark era. So then we need some white to bring it down, not quite that much I don't think. And there we go, you're getting in near the right ballpark. Perhaps a little bit darker, so we'll add... I'll not go for... I'll go for some red rather than going straight in with the black, because it'll probably... And there we go, that's pretty much give you the colour. Pretty much, maybe a tad lighter, which I will do, because in acrylics, something you have to remember is because of the carrying medium, I'm painting on acrylic paints here. It wouldn't matter so much if you were using Umbro or oil type paints, as they don't colour shift. But acrylics do something that's called colour shifting. So that would, essentially, I've gone way too light there, but it would essentially colour shift. That's way too light, as you can see. So again, a bit more red. Still too light, a bit more red again. Right, now that's a little bit lighter. And I probably need a bit more yellow now because I've mixed it away from where I was, but that will give you that colour basically to work from. So now then, the more tricky part, it probably won't be a good example because this is looking like a candy paint or a metallic. So there's the metal flake going on there, but I'll get it close. We'll go for the blue first, as in your school teachings for mixing green, and a bit of the yellow. Now this is more, it's very much more a yellow side of the green. In fact, a lot more than that, if I'm honest. So take a lot more yellow, and that somewhere between there, so we're not a mile apart on that. Maybe a little more yellow for that one. Oh, I've accidentally put some red in there, so it will colour shift it off a bit more yellow. Now that's in right ballpark, so what I'd do with that, I'd probably put a bit of white in to bring it up a bit. And that, you're never going to have it exact because that's a metallic, it reflects light different and stuff, and with that drying darker it would give you pretty much the same colour. It's probably around about there, to be honest, maybe a bit darker, but it's not far off. And what we're going on about before, so you can see that's dried off now and it's nearest on it. And welcome to an introduction to myself on a dull and dismal day, to be honest. It's absolutely pouring down, and if you look over my shoulder, a bit Mark and Mindy, and just the day really to stop in and do videos and the like, and restore a couple of cars or whatever. And I have to say, a very heartfelt thanks to my first 100 subscribers, and thanks also to people that inspired me, like Marty's Matchbox Makeovers, Danny's Diecast Disasters, Outlaw Speed Shop, Diecast Resurrection, Matchbox Resurrection, Corgi Bob. Oh, they're all in there. There's lots of inspiration really, whether you're doing a straightforward restoration or a Code 3 doing something you'd have yourself, like your own company van or whatever, or even doing custom cars, and there's just a wide variety of scope you can follow. And the videos, it gives such a wide direction. I've just tried to do something a little different this time, because I'm trying to make in effect like a magazine type channel, giving different things, but I'll obviously mostly be restoring and Code 3s and stuff, but also give a bit of variety on other things. Try and keep it a bit interesting, but as you can see, I've finally displayed my, shall we say, aesthetically challenged visage, to put it a bit politely, I suppose. Anyway, once again, thanks to everybody for subscribing, and thanks guys for the inspiration as well. Here's to the first 100 subscribers, and here's to hopefully more. Cheers, and goodbye for now.